In 1922, the United States government decided to start allowing oil leases to be done on Navajo land here in Monument Valley. An enterprising young couple named Harry and Leona Goulding thought that this area could use a trading post, so they began construction of a trading post in 1922. However, oil leases didn't boom, and Hollywood never came calling like Harry thought they would after The Vanishing American was shot here. Then the Great Depression hit. In 1929, business slowed to a trickle. Then it stopped altogether. Harry was in trouble, and the Navajos were starving. United Artists began looking for new locations to shoot their motion pictures, and Harry heard about this. There had been a photographer coming to his lodge named Joseph Munch. Joseph had taken some of the most spectacular pictures ever of Monument Valley, 300 in all. Harry thought, I'm going to have to get Hollywood to take another look at this. So he stuck those photos under his arm, and with his last $60, him and Mike headed to Hollywood. But once they got to Hollywood, things weren't as easy as they thought. Nobody would see them. They couldn't get past the secretaries. He spent days camping out in offices, and no one would talk to him. Finally, he was in the office of a famous producer, and the secretary said, Mister, you're going to have to leave. And he said, ma'am, I'm not going to leave until I get to show him these photographs. And she said, oh, really? So she picked up the phone and she called security. When Harry heard that she called security, he knew he had just a few minutes. He had to get someone to take a look at his photographs. So he spread them all out on the floor of the office. Then in walked the security guard, totally intending on throwing Harry out of the building. He took one look at the photographs laying around, and he thought there was a friend of his, somebody he knew was big in the industry, a young director named John Ford. John Ford should take a look at these photos because he was looking for a unique location for a new movie he was planning. So he called John Ford. John Ford came over and took a look at the photographs, and the next day, John Ford was on his way here to Monument Valley. And the rest, as they say, is history. John Ford fell in love with Monument Valley. He shot 10 pictures here, and he never ever regretted it. He said there was no better place on earth to shoot a Western than in Monument Valley.